Hello out there. Hello. Hey, y'all. I don't know if you can hear me because something looks off, but let's roll with it. Let's pretend you can. If someone gets on and you can hear me, give me a thumbs up so that I know you actually can hear me. Um, Instagram is saying hold on, but Facebook looks like it's live. So I think we're good to go. So, hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, and this is Coach Yolanda, your clarity and confidence coach, working with multi gifted leaders so that you can gain clarity and confidence to do what? Stop doubting and start doing. And today is Winning Wednesday. And so it's the end of the day. And y'all, I got to tell y'all a couple of things. One, I'm hungry. Y'all know I had the root canal yesterday, and I can't really eat the way that I would like to eat. Therefore, I'm hungry. It is what it is, though. Bananas have been good to me, right? And let's talk about the root canal. So tonight, I want to take a couple of minutes and talk to you about having confidence in knowing that you will heal. So yesterday, I did a live, and if you weren't able to see it, then go and check it out. And I was telling you all I was getting ready to go inside the endodontics office in order to get my root canal. And if I'm talking a little funny today, it's because I can still feel it. Like I feel it over here, but it is what it is, right? Got to keep moving. So anyway, I was telling you yesterday that I was getting ready to go in. And yesterday I really started talking about how it's so important to cut some things off at the root. So this is part 2 of cutting things at the root. And I really want to take a few minutes to talk about how you have to have the confidence to know that you will heal. So the first thing I learned from my experience yesterday is people did not tell me the truth. All the people who was telling me, no big deal, it's so easy, you'll be fine, you'll be eating steak by the next night. That is not the truth. People lie. People will lie to you because somebody should have told me that it was not that easy. Now, granted, I will say that I do believe the clinician did a great job. I will also say it was professional and I didn't feel pain. But that leads me to my first point. Cutting things at the root can be scary. So here's the deal. Although I didn't feel pain, I thought I would feel pain. And because I thought I would feel pain, hey, Keisha, I see you out there. Because I thought I was going to feel pain, I tensed up the entire procedure. My brain remembered the last time I sat in a chair and felt pain. The brain is one of the most powerful things that God has given to mankind. And there is a book called The Body Keeps Score. If you haven't read it, it's a really good read. But your body remembers, your brain remembers anything that you go through. And so when I sat in that chair, in my mind, I was going to feel pain. So I tensed up. It was scary. Fear of what if? What if this hurts? That drill got to going. Y'all should have told me about the drill. I didn't know about the drill. I didn't know about the brain. I didn't research the procedure. Probably should have did my homework, but reality is I didn't, so whatever, right? But when that drill got to going and I heard it, I had fear. That's how it is sometimes when we're in the process of cutting some things loose. When we're in the process of letting some things go, we fear what may have happened to us before. We fear the what if. What if this hurts? What if this doesn't go in my favor? What if something goes wrong? What if? What if I would have decided to keep it? Something else could have went wrong, right? What if it does this or what if it does that? One of the coaches that I worked with on a business adventure some time ago, she had a statement. Her name was Ebony, and she says, I know what will happen if I quit on me, but I don't know what will happen if I bet on me. Sometimes in the process of letting some things go, you got to bet on you. You're so used to quitting on yourself that you lose confidence in the fact that you can make it over to the other side in the face of fear. So even though you may anticipate fear, your body may tell you, your brain may start telling you, oh, this is gonna not work, this is going to hold you, this is gonna be uncomfortable, this or that may happen. You still have to go through the process, because here's the thing: when you go through the process, you get to recreate a new story. I now have a new experience. I now get to tell myself what happens the next time I'm in that situation. I have a new story. The reality is, I didn't feel fear. But you know what? Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It doesn't. It's scientifically proven. That's a big statement. Sometimes when we're moving forward and we stop in our tracks, we really do believe that X, Y, or Z is going to happen because we've allowed fear to become our reality. But what happens if you rewrite the story, if you pick up the pen, if you become the author and you get to pen the outcome and you imagine the positive things? Think on those things that are good, that are just, that are lovely, of good rapport. That's the word. He even tells us in the word to think on the right things. So that applies to every area of life. It applies to every area of life. You have to start thinking on the things and the outcome that you want to happen, and not fixating on the outcome that you're afraid might happen, right? The second point about being confident that I will make for you tonight is that healing is a process. It is a process. Just because you are bold enough to cut something at the root, just because you sever relationships, just because you pivot or shift, sometimes it is painful and sometimes you will still have to heal. But just because you have to heal don't mean you weren't supposed to do it. Some of you can think back to toxic relationships you were in. The process of breaking up might have been hard, but now when you look back with 2020 vision, you go, oh, I definitely should have did that. It was necessary. Sometimes it is necessary. And so you have to still go through that healing process. I am healing today. I can't bite down. I can't chew hard, which brings me to my third point. You want to be mindful of the pressure while you are in the healing process. I'm really mindful of what I'm biting down on. I'm really mindful of what I put in my mouth because I don't want the pressure on my gums while I am going through the healing process. Sometimes when you're in the midst of healing, from making a pivot, a shift, a sever, whatever it is that you had to do in order to cut something at the root, you don't give yourself enough grace. You're so hard on yourself. You put too much pressure on yourself to be perfect all the time. I don't want anybody to know I'm going through X, Y, and Z. Don't nobody care about what somebody else think. Because I promise you, if those people really cared about you, they would be there supporting you. You worried about the wrong people. You need to worry about yourself and what you are going through and how you're going to get through. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. You will recover. Have confidence in the fact that you will heal. Have confidence in the fact that you will get through whatever it is that you are going through. You just need to give yourself grace, because grace gives you the space in order to heal. All right. Last thing, establish boundaries. When you are in the healing process, there has to be boundaries. So for me, we're talking about a tooth, right? Kind of, sort of, but not really. One of the things they said when I was leaving out of the office yesterday was, we're putting a temporary filling in. You need to make sure you follow up with your dentist within 1 week, no more than 30 days. It is going to be important that you get your permanent filling and or a cap, depending on the treatment plan that your dentist selects. In other words, protect the work that has been done. That's a boundary for that tooth. But what about your boundaries? Sometimes you go through different things, you make different decisions, you cut things at the root, you end relationships, you stop interactions, you change systems if it's in a business, you overturn employees if it's at work, whatever the case may be. But then you don't create the boundaries to protect what you just went through. And you open yourself up to be rewounded. You open yourself up to make the same mistakes again. And there you go, finding yourself in the hamster wheel of life, forever trying to get somewhere, but never moving from where you are. Why? Because you didn't create the boundaries. You did not set up the proper systems to protect yourself. You did not set up the proper things that you needed to do in order to protect anything that has been done. Who is that commenting? Absolutely, Shannon. You have to protect the work that has been done. That means your mindset has to be protected, your interactions have to be protected, and your actions have to be protected. You want to make sure that you don't go into reversal mode. Every single time that you don't give yourself grace, you don't give yourself space, grace and space, every single time that you put yourself in a position where you don't allow the healing to take place from that which you have cut in the root, because as we talked about yesterday, it wasn't serving you well. The only thing you do is set yourself up to have to do it again. And we don't want to repeat. Our goal is forward progression. Our goal is getting to the goal. And sometimes in order to get to the goal, it doesn't happen overnight. You got to be patient with yourself and you've got to set the boundaries. I really want to say this about relationships, especially. You're not obligated to be in relationship with anyone. You get to choose. You get to choose the people that bring value to you and the people you want to bring value to. You get to choose. Just because you was born in the family, don't obligate you to them. Just because this person did X, Y, and Z for you does not indebt you to them. Yes, you should rise above and love all men, but not when loving is toxic to your very being. You create those boundaries. You set those rules. You put the cap on the tooth. You remove those temporary, superficial rules that have been in place for the relationship and put something more permanent in place. One of the things that I do in my 5-step truth program that I have is I work with my clients on their mindset, because a lot of times they don't know what's holding them back. A lot of times they don't have clarity about what's keeping them from getting to their next level. People underestimate the amount of mindset work it really takes to shift. They underestimate the amount of mindset work it really takes to heal, to really become the person that you know you were created to become. There are no shortcuts. As much as I want to talk normally, because I feel like I'm talking a little off today, as much as I want to eat what I want to eat, I can't shortcut this healing process. The work was deep. The work was traumatic to this particular area. It left me raw. It left me vulnerable. And even though I want to fast track it, I can't. But this is what I do know, that I will heal. I am confident that I will heal. I am clear that there is a process to healing, and I am committed to do the work, because as long as I do the work to get there, this will be behind me and it will be a distant memory. So my lesson for tonight is to be confident, to remember that you will heal, and not to go backwards. Make sure that you're always moving forward. Thanks for joining, and I will talk to you on tomorrow. Bye, y'all.